Hello friends, imagine this. It's 2 a.m., a city is sleeping, the lights suddenly go out, and somewhere far away, a man watches everything unfold on a screen. This is not a movie, this is not a video game. According to one controversial geopolitical theory, this was the night a sitting president of a sovereign nation disappeared. Tonight's story is one of the darkest geopolitical mysteries of the modern era. A story that raises terrifying questions about power, sovereignty, and the future of international order. If this story is true, then no country is truly safe. The date often mentioned in leaked discussions is early January, just after the new year. The location, Caracas, Venezuela. As the city slept, power grids allegedly failed. Entire neighborhoods were plunged into darkness. At the same time, unidentified aircraft were reported flying extremely low, so low that radar systems struggled to detect them. According to insiders, these aircraft carried elite special forces. Their target was not a military base, not an arms depot. It was a residential compound. Inside that compound, the Venezuelan president was asleep. What happened next, if reports are to be believed, lasted less than 5 minutes. A door forced open, a brief chase, and then silence. By the time the sun rose, the president was allegedly gone. No public arrest, no international warrant, no announcement, just questions. When rumors of this operation surfaced, the world reacted with disbelief. Could a powerful nation really do this? Could a country simply enter another sovereign state, disable its defenses, and remove its leader overnight? Governments across Latin America reportedly called it a dangerous precedent. International law experts warned that such an act, if true, would violate the United Nations Charter, because if one country can do this, what stops others from doing the same? To understand the motive, we need to talk about oil. Venezuela holds the largest proven oil reserves on Earth, over 300 billion barrels, more than Saudi Arabia, more than Iran, more than the United States. But Venezuelan oil is different. It is heavy, crude, essential for producing diesel, asphalt, and industrial fuel. For decades, foreign companies depended on it. That changed when Venezuela nationalized its oil industry. Foreign corporations were pushed out. Control returned to the state. From that moment, relations with powerful nations began to deteriorate. Sanctions followed, economic pressure increased, and Venezuela became isolated. Critics argue that this isolation wasn't about democracy or human rights, but about who controls natural resources. Supporters of the alleged operation claim something else. They say it was about crime, about drug trafficking, about law enforcement. But here's where the mystery deepens. Venezuela is not a major drug-producing country. It is mainly a transit route, and most shipments go toward Europe. Not the US, meanwhile. The biggest drug crisis in America today comes from synthetic opioids, which do not originate in Venezuela. So critics ask, if drugs were the reason, why Venezuela? Why not other countries more deeply involved in the trade? Here's the most disturbing part. Under international law, no country has the right to use military force inside another sovereign state, unless it is acting in self-defense or under UN approval. And under US law, large-scale military actions usually require congressional authorization. Supporters argue this was not a war but a law enforcement action. Critics respond with one simple question. Does law enforcement require fighter jets, cyber attacks, and airstrikes? If the rules can be bent this easily, then the rules mean nothing. Whether this story represents reality, exaggeration, or future possibility, its implications are terrifying. If powerful nations can remove leaders they dislike, international law collapses. The strong dominate the weak. Resources become the real currency of power. History has shown us where this path leads. Empires, colonialism, and eventually, war. This is why this story matters. Not because of one country, not because of one leader, but because it forces us to ask, who really controls the world? And what happens when power has no limits? This was not just a story, it was a warning. If you enjoy deep geopolitical mysteries like this, make sure to subscribe. And tell me in the comments, do you believe such an operation could really happen? Until next time, stay curious. Because history is often darker than fiction.